Thanks, mate.
We welcome you to the land of freedom and neutrality. We are here today standing against Australian participation in the Ukrainian war. This is the war in Europe, but this is not Australian war. This is a proxy war between US and Western countries against Russia. Ukrainian, a small country, small European country, is right in the middle of the massacre. Our hearts bleed for their blood. We do not support them being killed. But the fight there is in the only interests of US and UK, because in the one shot they weaken Western countries such as France and Germany, and Eastern countries like Russia and Ukraine. I am Russian myself. For me, Ukrainians are no different from Russians. We are the same people, we have the same blood, our hearts beat in the same tune. And it has always been like that. So, instead of sending money to Ukraine, Australia should keep this money here to solve our own domestic troubles, domestic problems.
Yes.
Obama already sent 388 million to Ukraine as a military aid. This money was immediately laundered and sent to the banks of Western US. There is no doubt about it, because Ukrainian people didn't get anything of this money. SCOMA also sent several dozens of Bushmasters and other military equipment to Ukraine. This equipment was immediately bombed or changed hands and ended up in Russian hands, which is not what we intended at all. We don't need any equipment, any people, or any money sent to Ukraine. Albanese continues this tradition, and he already plans to send $400 million to Ukraine again. Don't we have any other use for this money here?
Yes, yes.
I know for sure, because just yesterday I read on one of the Freedom channels that one of the Australian veterans was approached by military personnel and asked if he wants to take part in the Ukraine war as a part of 8,000 strong troops sent from Australia to Ukraine to participate as instructors. But imagine, 8,000 instructors doesn't look like that. These people will be mercenaries, which they will be fighting on the NATO side, which Australia doesn't even have a treaty with. They will be fighting on NATO side to kill both Russians, Ukrainians, and all the other ethnic minorities living there. We are against this war. We don't want it. Australia is not a part of NATO. We are not NATO puppets, or are we?
No.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
We are for neutrality! Neutrality!
Neutrality for Ukraine. Diplomatic means no war. The war should be resolved by diplomats, not by tanks. And the more money the Western countries are spending in Ukraine, the closer it becomes to the nuclear war. They're already scaring us with different messages about Russia using nuclear weapons. Russia doesn't want to do it as much as anybody else, because if they start sending nuclear weapons and nuclear explosions in Ukraine, it's right to the Russian doorstep. Who wants this? Nobody does. And we are against it. We are for neutrality. We are for peace. We are for Ukraine. We are for Russia. We are for Germany. We are for France. We are for Europe. We are all people. We should all stay together in neutrality. Say no to Albanese.
No to Albanese!
Say no to war.
No!
Say no to killing and blood.
No!
Thank you very much. If anyone of you wants to say anything, you're welcome.
to peace, unity, and neutrality.
Peace, unity, and neutrality. That's what we want.
Thank you.
We're getting a remade out of science. Probably need to do another.
They have achieved through dumbing down the population.
Russians, Ukrainians, Europeans, we're all brothers.
That's right. Exactly right.
We're all brothers and sisters in Christ.
God is bread, no matter where you live.
I don't realise that themselves.
Say no to war. Say no to globalist agenda. Say yes to peace. Say no to Albanese sending money and troops to Ukraine. Say no to war.
No to war!
Say no to corrupt politicians.
Expose the corrupt politicians!
Join us.
Hey! Should have bought that homemade bourbon and got dropped it off. I'd appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, people just leave them anywhere, they don't
Are
care.
you filming for yourself or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We're doing this for nearly 2 years.
Keep Australia out of Ukraine. Say no to Ukrainian war. Say yes to peace.
Australia has no business in Ukraine.
Australia for neutrality. Australia has no business in Ukraine.
No business whatsoever in Ukraine. Get it out.
Yeah, you should remember here. Right. Oh, careful.
Australia has no business in Ukraine. That's what we're here for.
Hey, get some.
There you go, mate. Good on you, mate. Great.
Спасибо. Нас подождали.
I've been able to get into the last few weeks. The mother's very sick. Been sick off it. Oh, she had really bad bronchitis. She's 95 years old. Oh yeah, mate. She nearly died though. She was very, very low. No, she was coughing all through the night, every night. It was bad. Had to work on that. Yeah. Going to take some clothes for yourself.
This is the place of remembrance. These stones were put here to remind us forever about every Australian who was killed during their service for the country, inside the country or abroad, mostly abroad. But we don't want these stones to have any new names of people from Australia, of soldiers of Australia who would die in Ukraine if Albanese sends troops there. We want these stones to always remember us that wars are not just. We don't want to continue with the wars. Every step in that direction brings closer nuclear wars. We don't want that. We should remember all the people who fought for our freedom and who died. But we don't want any new deaths. This war in Ukraine is unjust, is unfair, and we all stand here in support of the Ukrainians, Russians, and all other people dying in Ukraine right now, which is dying for nothing. This is not just war. It should not continue, but it should be stopped not by pouring petrol into the fire. This should be stopped by diplomatic means, by peaceful negotiations between all the countries involved in it, including US, UK, Western countries in Europe, Russia, Ukraine, and everybody. We want peace. We don't want this war to continue. Let's stand for neutrality of Australia in this war. Let's say no to Albanese sending troops and money to Ukraine. No Albanese! No Albanese! Australia has no business in Ukraine. Australia has no war with Ukrainians or Russians. Don't send money. Don't send troops. Stand for peace. Stand for neutrality. Thanks for coming here. We're all together in all this. If you want to join our movement, please come to the Governor House every Saturday from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. We stand there with our signs. We are standing there against globalist agenda, against corrupt government, against vaccine mandates, against war in Ukraine, and many other issues. We wave our flags. As you can see, we have Ukrainian flags, Russian, Australian flags. Unfortunately, we don't have Greek and Serbian flags today, but we will have them next time.
Yeah!
And everybody is welcome. We all have our opinion and we all support each other. Please stand for peace, stand for human rights, stand for freedom.
Thanks, mate. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Official part of the ceremony is finished. We are free, as always, to do whatever we want. Let's go drink, celebrate, and enjoy peace, friendship, and love. Let's share peace, friendship, and love among all our friends.
Who can argue with that, eh? Who can really argue with that?